What's up, YouTube? Pokemon Champions is finally here and it's day one. I'm currently 10-2 with this iteration of the Rain team, and I just want to explain how the team works, how it's different than what I was originally planning on playing for day one, because there are a lot of held items missing, as well as some Pokemon that were speculated to be in the game, like Dondozo, are just not in it currently. So I'm going to explain my choices, and the biggest things will be just there are moves that aren't on some key units on the Rain team and what I'm using instead. So without further ado, let me explain the team, starting off with Archaludon. Now, Archaludon lost two huge things in Pokemon Champions. One, it lost access to Body Press, and Body Press is just amazing with stamina, and because of that, it's changing which Mega I'm going to be using. I was first wanting to try out Mega Kangaskhan, but because Mega Kangaskhan can't really set up the stamina to make Body Press and Stain, I don't necessarily want to do that. I would rather have a Pokemon that takes out some of the weaknesses for the Rain team. So for that, it's changing my options on Megas. And for the move that I'm going to use instead of Body Press, right now I'm trying Snarl day one. It's kind of cute, cheeky, and it's been okay, but I think honestly you should just put Protect in. I'm just trying Snarl because, you know, it's day one, it's nice to be mixing everything up. And then the other thing that is missing off Archaludon is we don't have access to a lot of held items, and one that's particularly effective on Archaludon is going to be Assault Vest, which isn't in the game. So instead, I've been using Choppleberry, which basically all you need to know is that a fighting move isn't going to one-shot Archaludon, which is coming up quite a bit, right? You're going to be seeing a lot of Sneaslers, you're going to be seeing a lot of Palafins, you're going to be seeing a lot of King Gambits, etc., etc. Fighting moves are going to be a common way to shut down Archaludon, and having the Choppleberry has just been really helpful in terms of that. So that's definitely the held item I would personally run on Archaludon. You can run things like leftovers, citrus berries, but because of how limited the pool is, I think it's better to just run Choppleberry. Really nice. So only difference I would probably do on this mon is I would switch Snarl out for the Protect, and then I like Draco Meteor better than Dragon Pulse because I feel like Dragon Pulse isn't strong enough to one-shot Dragon Pokemon, so we definitely need Draco Meteor instead, in my opinion. Next up, we have Sinistcha. Sinistcha didn't get any big changes to its kit, which is really nice. In the Rain team specifically, it's a little bit different than what I like to run because I do love running Trick Room on Sinistcha, but I don't think we need that on the Rain team. I think it's just better to have Rage Powder and Strength Sap. Those are really great utilities. Then, of course, Life Dew for the heal and Matcha Gotcha for the signature. Comes up quite often. Really, really strong. I just really enjoy this Pokemon. Great complement to both Archaludon. When you run out of that Choppleberry, you can switch in to take the fighting attack, and then it's just a lot of utility. Really like this mon. So definitely try it out, and Hospitality is just great heals. For the held item, I would normally go for Citrus Berry, but because Safety Goggles isn't in the game, I went with Leftovers because I was trying out other items on Incineroar, and right now Citrus Berry just feels the best in my personal opinion. Next, we have Basculegion. And Basculegion, you might think it's weird that I have a Choice Scarf on it and Protect, and that's because I used the training card to build my Basculegion, and then I saw that there wasn't any held items. But I think it's perfectly fine with this setup because this is pretty much the only three moves that I would use on Basculegion, because Last Respect is pretty much the move you want to use 99% of the time, unless if they have it set up so there's some Pokemon that aren't affected by Last Respects, and Liquidation is usually key there. And then if you are still worried about the speed contesting, then Aqua Jet is definitely your friend. Choice Scarf is really strong on Basculegion because we don't have access to Orb. it's definitely going to be the move because this is going to make it so it can outspeed Garchomps even without the rain. And that's going to be really big because you want to be able to win that speed check. A normal Garchomp right now is at 169, and having that just speed increase is just going to really win a lot of games because a lot of the times it comes down to, are you faster than their Mon? So Swift Swim isn't always going to be a guarantee, but Choice Scarf is. Now, for the Mega, I have been using Dragonite, and Dragonite has been really, really strong for a couple of reasons. One, Ice Beam is really great at attacking a lot of Mons that are going to cause problems for the rain team, such as Sinistcha, Whimsicott. It just really gets that Ice Beam, and I don't use something like Draco Meteor because it's just like Ice Beam can take that role as well. It's not always a guaranteed one-shot, but I just really like this kit, especially with Heat Wave, because I find that when you're up against the Mega Charizard Y Sun teams, that you're just going to lose the Weather Wars most of the time. So it's nice to have the Heat Wave because the Heat Wave is going to be strengthened by them, and it's going to get their Venusaurs knocked out and a lot of their support Mons, which they might not expect you to be running that. So that's been super helpful, as well as Thunderbolt is just really, really strong because it is the only Pokemon on this team besides Electro Shot, but Electro Shot isn't guaranteed if the rain isn't there. So just a really solid Mon for the Mega, as well as Inner Focus is really nice so it doesn't get its stats lowered. But, it is what it is. I would try Draco Meteor, and if you are planning on using Dragonite, but not the Mega version of it, a item I would recommend to use, and I would add Draco Meteor if you are planning on doing this, and the reason for it is that you can give it White Herb, which means that on its Draco Meteor, it will not lose its special attack. And it's just going to be really, really nice. So if you aren't planning on using Mega Dragonite, definitely White Herb, definitely Draco Meteor. Otherwise, I really like this kit in particular. But, I might be switching in Draco Meteor in the future. It's just, we're in those early days. I really like Thunderbolt for the Mega Charizard. I like Ice Beam for being able to take care of pesky Whimsicotts and Sinistchas, as well as having that 4x damage against dragons, and Heat Wave has just been a really great counter to the Sun teams. So definitely would keep it right now, but I understand Draco Meteor. Next up, we have Incineroar, and right now, I really like Fake Out, really like Parting Shot, really like Flare Blitz, but Darkest Lariat, I'm pretty on the fence of right now, and I believe that switching it to Throat Chop is most likely going to be the move going forward, but, I'm still trying out the Darkest Lariat right now. For the item, it feels really bad, because I want to just slap some safety goggles on the Incineroar, and because of that, it's not in the game, and Assault Vest isn't in the game, so I'm like, what item do I use on Incineroar? And honestly, the best I've found has been Citrus Berry, so, it is what it is, but it works really well. And then for the final Pokemon, it's going to be Pelipper, and Pelipper, pretty much just a run-of-the-mill standard Pelipper. I'm not running Wide Guard right now because it isn't coming up as much as it was on my testing, that there was going to be tons of like earthquake spams and things like that where you would want some Wide Guard to like protect your Archaludon. And because of that, I'm going with this kit. Really, really like it. It's just a great Mon. Definitely one of the best Pokemon for the Rain team, and definitely better than Politoed currently, because a lot of the Pokemon that would make me want to run Politoed instead of Pelipper, well, they're not in the game, even though I thought they were. So that's the team. Works really, really well. Let's do some games to really show off how powerful this team is. Looks like it's another weather team here. It might be Whimsicott as the starter, either or. I really want to do that Pelipper Dragonite as the opener. Then he does have that Melodic. That is definitely going to be a problem, but I don't think I need to really, like, overthink on that one. He doesn't have Incineroar, which is really nice, though. I think that's a big thing to note. I don't want to deal with Earthquake from the Garchomp, so I think we're gonna go this route. I think everything here feels good. Garchomp is such a menace. We'll most likely make a Mega Garchomp team, but I'm pretty sure from just what everything I'm seeing is that Tyranitar is really going to be a nice one to build around. That's probably going to be the next video. Ooh, Melodic at the beginning. We're just gonna go for those one-hit knockouts here, and we're not going to go on the Ice Beam on the Whimsy. We're just going to go straight into the Melodic with the Thunderbolts. This Pokemon most likely has leftovers. I want to deal with it out of the way. It's really bulky, definitely one of the strongest water Pokemon in a team that isn't rich. We're definitely going to get it as fast as possible, because it will be annoying. I don't think we're going to get one-shotted here. We could get Ice Beams, but I don't think it'll one-shot us. That's good. That would have been bad if we got, like, frozen, though, right? Super effective. Went with the Citrus Berry instead of the other options. One-shot the Whimsicott. No Focus Sash. That's... I guess that is on the Venusaur, right? I do love how bulky Mega Dragonite is, can withstand those Ice Beams. Let's see what we're going to be up against now. Might be a Charizard. So no, Garchomp. Okay. I think it's time to set up our own, and then honestly, we're not going to outspeed this. So I think we just go Protect. Because he's most likely just all-inning on a hard Dragonite, right? Nope. But luckily we still get the Tailwind in because he didn't double attack on our Pelipper, which I think he should have double attacked for sure. Now we have the good setup and we can start going ham skis. We are going first. I think let's do this, and now we're going to be faster than his Garchomp, so we can safely Ice Beam into it. I think that's the move. Hopefully the Hurricane is enough on the Melodic, or at least confuse the Melodic. Unfortunate. Really banking. That's a little unfortunate, but it is what it is. We're still, I think, in a good spot because this Initia will have that Machagacha, which is going to hit Melodic for weakness. So I think we're pretty Gucci on that front. Then I do think Hurricaning the Garchomp, and then Machagacha. And because of the speed, I think we're perfectly fine. The only thing that might happen is the Garchomp goes before the... Oh well. I think we're still fine. They're all faster? Holy dude. so sad. I think we're chilling. I forgot he had the Tailwind on his side. Delaying the rain. The good news is we have the Choice Scarf, so we're still going to outspeed them, even in the rain. Which is probably what he is planning on. The thing, though, that we're losing is we're losing the Tailwind on our side, which means that we are not going to be chilling. Beautiful. Gonna hit Matcha Gotcha for weakness, but it is sad our Bastion is gonna get a little bit of damage, but it's not that bad. Honestly, as long as we can survive the next Mon, we should be chilling, because, you know, Sinistra can definitely just take on the Melodic. We have a Charizard. Charizard is at full HP. I wonder if it's worth Rage Powdering here. I think we Rage Powder. Make sure that our Basculegion survives. There's the Mega Charizard. A little scary, but you know, we got that Rage Powder going. I think we're totally going to be fine here. But you know, famous last word saying you're fine. But there we go. We have this There is the recover, but I don't think we have anything to worry about here. Beautiful. Against this team, we're going to be up against that classic Charizard Y, which is on a lot of teams. He also has that Sneasler, so he might be trying to use the Sneasler as an opener to counter our Arch. And because of that, what we're going to be doing is Pelipper opener with the Dragonite. I think that's going to be the best two options. We don't want Arch because he can't use Electroshot if he goes into Mega Charizard. And because of that, we're going to use the Pelipper. And we're also going to use Incineroar here. And he has that Armor Rouge, so I don't necessarily want to be using Sinistra here. And for the final option, I think we're going to go Basculegion. Because even without the Drizzle, we're still going to be in a good spot, in my opinion, because of the Choice Scarf. I like that outfit. I definitely want to start customizing my character. He went with the Dragapult. Dragapult is incredibly fast. Dragapult is definitely the fastest Pokemon in the game, I'm pretty sure. He has about like 210 speed. That is just way higher than anything else. I think my Dragonite is 132. Here, I think... let's just go for the knockout on the Sneasler and then Mega Evolve, Ice Beam, Dragapult. I'm not scared of this combat Sneasler. I'm not scared of that Dire Claw. here, what we're going to be doing is we are going to Incineroar. It is a little sad that we don't have a an option to get Sinistcha for the heal, but it is what it is. I think the Intimidate will be enough to make it so our Dragonite is able to survive this turn. But you know, I can be wrong with that. Beautiful. Survived. That's what we were looking for. Oh, shit. Okay. I thought the Dragonite would be able to make it to attack the Dragon Bolt. Unfortunate. That is pretty bad for us, in my opinion. It is what it is on that front, though. I think this will be fine. I think we all end the Venusaur here. Beautiful. Pelipper survives. And I think we're good. He's going to have focus set. Oh, it's just not strong enough. Okay. That weather ball can be bad. And it was bad. That would have been sick if the if it actually survived. Wonder if he's going to do another Phantom Force here. Basculegion's so powerful, dude. Beautiful. A little rocky, but you know, it is what it is. I hope you enjoyed those examples of the Rain team. I think it's a really great beginner team, so you definitely want to try it out. And it's going to be the team I'm going to be using till I at least get Master Ball, which I'm planning on getting Master Ball day 1. I'm going to be streaming it over on Twitch. There's going to be a link in the description if you want to come hang out. It's going to be a good time, I think. Besides the Rain team, the next team I'm going to try out is Tyranitar, so I will definitely be posting a Tyranitar video in the future, but you know, it's time to grind, boys. Hope everyone enjoyed it. See you next time.